And once you start to see the power of manifestation and what you can really create in your world, you will be unstoppable. Once you manifest this, you'll go, okay, well, did that pretty easily. Now I can do this. Oh shit, I did that too. Okay, well, now I'm going to do this. Welcome to Trujectory, the podcast committed to helping you align with who you really are, your true self. The one who is so comfortable with their uniqueness, so in love with life, and so effortlessly able to manifest everything they always dreamt of. I want this podcast to be a resource to help you jump into the driver's seat rather than continuing as a passenger in your own story. Let's understand why we choose to hold ourselves back so we can shed the lies that we've programmed into our minds. We can heal the root causes and step into the epic human that we know we can be. If you're ready to start aligning with your trajectory, let's do it. Where do you want to be? This is the first thing that we need to look at. Do you know where you want to steer your life, or are you letting the circumstances dictate what you can and can't have? We're constantly making choices, and a lot of those choices are subconscious. Once you become aware of what you want, you can start to focus in on whether or not your choices are leading you in that particular direction or away from it. The important thing to remember, though, is that there'll always be two paths in front of us, always. The one with the angel and the one with the symbolic devil. The one with the devil wants to take us down paths that involve pleasure, instant gratification, dopamine hits, a false sense of love, short-term happiness, and ecstasy, and then turns all of that into depression, lack, doubt, shame, guilt, hopelessness, and even a mentality of nihilism. The angel figure, that path, wants to take us down a road that involves hard work, a sense of duty and discipline, self-care regimes, an occasional feeling of running uphill and the hill keeps getting taller, but it always ends up leading us to inner peace, joy, connection to our soul and soul purpose, a sense of deep empowerment and pride. It leads us to feel more invincible and to respect ourselves. Are you going down the road towards regret or reward? Short-term gains will never sustain. You know it in your gut. Just trust that feeling. Addiction starts and ends with pain. You want to mask the pain by replacing it with short-term gains, like a hit of alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, whatever it may be, sugar, candy, fast food, gaming, watching TV shows that aren't really that good for you, that aren't really benefiting you or your mentality in any way. You want to mask that pain by replacing it with something. And then at the end of the day, or at the end of that high, you're left feeling worse than you began. And then the cycle continues. Of course it does. It's not easy to choose the road to reward, as it seems like such a bitch a lot of the time. But deep down, you know that that's the path for you. And you just have to do what it takes to get there. A huge help in doing this is to remember just for today. Write that on your mirror if you can. Just for today. Focus on today. Don't keep worrying about what you're going to be doing tomorrow. Don't think about, oh yes, maybe I can do this today, but I'm not going to be able to maintain this for the next 2 weeks, and letting the stress of the potential future that hasn't even happened yet start to bombard your current moment. And then that makes you feel exhausted and you don't want to continue helping yourself and being on that positive path. Just for today. Keep it focused. Keep it simple. Keep it within the realm of today. This is one container. You're just focusing on this. Write out 5 things that you want to see yourself doing. Example, I work out 3 times a week. I cook at home 5 nights a week. I meditate once a week. Start small and write them down every day. This is where you start to manifest things. Use the desire. That is the ultimate energy behind everything that you manifest. If you have a very clear desire to achieve something, and then you couple it with faith, with belief, with knowing that it has already happened, then you become an electromagnetic being, and that is already being drawn into you. You are choosing to resonate at a higher frequency that aligns with that exact thing that you are wanting, whether it's a job or a salary increase or a travel overseas or a new romantic partner or a new home. You start to resonate at that level of that thing. And then you are drawing that thing in. This is all well documented in neuroscience, quantum physics, everything. Manifestation is not a joke. It's actually an incredible superpower once you wrap your head around it. But the two most important elements here are desire, knowing what you want, and having a burning urge for that thing, and then coupling that with the faith, the knowledge, the belief that it has already happened. Not looking at it like, oh, I wish I could have that. That would just be so great. And then you're putting out this energy of lack. You're in this field of, I don't have that thing. I wish I did. No, that's not manifesting. Manifesting is, I have that house. And this is how good it feels. When I close my eyes and imagine myself in my house that I do own, this is the feeling that it generates. And that feeling mixed with the clear intention, the clear desire, those two things are what creates the magnet in you. So when you start, you'll feel like you're just writing. You'll feel like you're just doing the actions, just putting in movement, putting pen to paper. And some days you'll think this is absolutely stupid. After a while, you might think this thing hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen. That's exactly what you want to try and avoid. You really want to stay on track, stay on task, and give that faith to this thing, especially when it's something big. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't necessarily, some people can and have, but generally when you're trying to manifest something big, a big change in your life, it doesn't happen overnight. So be patient, but be persistent in your belief, in your knowing that it's going to happen. And by writing down every day, this thing has already happened. This is what I have. This is where I'm at. It's just reinforcing the reprogramming in your mind. Your subconscious is taking in this information, and all your subconscious needs is information. And then it goes, oh, okay, that's the reality. Okay, well, I'll create that. With all of the things that you can see outside you, it will pull in the thing that matches that statement. Once you get the hang of this and once you start to see the power of manifestation and what you can really create in your world, you will be unstoppable. And your list, I can guarantee you, will continue to grow. Once you manifest this, you'll go, okay, well, did that pretty easily. Now I can do this. Oh, shit, I did that too. Okay, well, now I'm going to do this. And you'll just keep going. And then you start to understand that you are actually the creator of your reality, of your life. You've just been told for so many years that you can't, that you shouldn't, that the doubt has just been planted into you in so many different ways, and fear and judgment of the self and self-loathing and all of these different things that we've all picked up along the way. It's time to drop those things. And once you start to see the results happen in front of you in such miraculous ways that you could never have imagined it would have happened in that way, you'll start to see the magic in the universe, and you'll start to understand that you really can do more of this. So, quick recap. There are always two paths. The one that feels good a lot of the time is a trap. You can venture down there every now and then, splurge, have a little treat here and there. But if you're going to continue down that path that just instant gratification and pleasure and all of the things that you know are bringing you short-term happiness, you're going to end up with long-term longing. You're not going to be in the state that you want. You're going to be very unhappy, very misaligned with what you could really be in this world, with your true purpose. Discern the difference between pleasure and deep inner joy. Because once you get the hang of it, once you start doing all of these fantastic things for yourself, they might have started out tough, like you start working out at the gym. Initially, the first few weeks, it's a struggle to do it once a week. Then suddenly you're doing it 3 times a week. Then suddenly 5 times a week. Then suddenly you're actually craving going to the gym. And I can guarantee you from my own experience, the feeling of joy and inner just love and gratitude for yourself and for your commitment and discipline to doing the best that you can for you, that feeling trumps anything that is on that path of pleasure, that instant gratification path. Anything on there doesn't match the feeling of the inner deep joy when you know that you are doing such good things for yourself and steering yourself towards the path that you want to see. Remember, baby steps just for today. That's such a helpful tip. Don't get overwhelmed by thinking, oh my gosh, if I'm doing this thing now, I'm going to have to keep doing this forever and it's too much, it's too much. Just focus on today and start listing out the things that you want to manifest. Start with one thing and you can start going on to another and then another and then another as you see them all eventuate and start to gravitate into your life in miraculous ways. Now, I would love to hear from you and about your experiences with manifestation. So hit me up anytime on social media, Trajectory or Sarah Maxwell, and let me know how you're going with this. Any questions, any feedback, any suggested topics for future episodes as well, hit me up. Stay you, stay true. Love to you all.